Welcome to my channel. My name is Donald, and we really have to talk about this. Will Binance and BUSD crush crypto? Because that is seemingly the question I keep asking myself. Because most recently, we've seen that a Wells notice was sent to Paxos, who is responsible for the BUSD, right? So right now, it does look like the US is taking aims at Binance and the BUSD coin by Paxos. As we've learned, Paxos has already started to cut ties with Binance, so Binance looks pretty screwed from all sides right now. And if you are in any way using Binance or related to them, you might be a casualty risk. So we're going to take a look at that today. If you haven't yet already done so, please be sure to smash that like and subscribe button for the YouTube algorithm, because this stuff is pretty important, especially when we see Bitcoin just running right now, beating 25,000. So if you don't know already, this week we've seen a Wells notice be served to Paxos. So what happened is a Wells notice was sent to Paxos by the SEC, informing them that they're gonna file a lawsuit against them. And in this case, it's for not registering the BUSD as a security. Now, the BUSD is a stablecoin, so it doesn't really fit the definition of a security, but the SEC is just taking shots at everybody right now. So as a result of that, this Monday, Paxos released a statement stating that they're gonna end their relationship with Binance. So they're breaking up. Customers of BUSD will be able to redeem their BUSD for USD at least for the next year. So my advice for that is, if you're holding BUSD, get out. So here's what I see as the biggest risk with BUSD. Now remember that BUSD is offered on the Binance Smart Chain, and Binance admits that this offering has not always been flawless. And BUSD on Binance Smart Chain means a Binance pegged BUSD, and this is really confusing as F, because what that means is it's basically that the BUSD on Binance is pegged not to the US dollar, but to the Paxos BUSD stablecoin. So basically what we see is it's basically a derivative of a stablecoin if we see that BUSD is a derivative of the US dollar. So that has always been one hell of a sketch act to me, so I never got into BUSD, but if you did, that's something to think about. Because in many times past, the Binance pegged BUSD on the Binance Smart Chain has slipped by up to $1 billion. Not only that, guys, from Monday, it really looks like people are moving their BUSD into USDT, because those two stablecoins are really what's accepted on Binance. Now, I would suggest against doing that. I would suggest not moving it to USDT, because to me, USDT is even sketchier than BUSD, because Tether is owned by iFinex, which is based out of Hong Kong. And I'm not even saying that Tether is gonna blow up right now. It's for Tether, it's just a matter of when they're gonna blow up. So basically right now in crypto winter, in a recession, playing safe for me is preferably just going full US dollar and staying in the US. So let me know in the comments below whether you guys are still holding stable coins, because personally I am not holding any stable coins at all. I basically redeemed all of them. USDC, USDT, I never held USDT or BUSD, just USDC, but I redeemed them all for USD. In fact, I don't even have any USD on Coinbase right now. They're all in my bank. So let me know whether you've done the same, because I want to make sure that you guys are on the right side of the fence when shit goes down. So if you guys are new to the channel, you might not know, but I am a huge believer in karma. You do good, you can expect good. You do bad, you can expect bad. Now, Dirty Bubble Media had written an article about Circle, and man, I just don't believe how dirty they've been playing. So I really believe that at some point, Circle is going to get served. So where I want to start off in the story is, remember that several months ago, Binance actually went ahead and made this rule to convert basically all the other stablecoins into either USDT, which is Tether, or BUSD, which is their own stablecoin, or the stablecoin that is made by Paxos, which is their shadow bank. We'll talk more about that later. So what it looks like Circle, which is the producer, the minter of USDC, actually complained to the New York State Department of Financial Services that Binance wasn't fully backing its stablecoin. And since these are traditional finance people that we're talking about, they probably didn't know that Binance wasn't actually the owner of BUSD or the minter of BUSD. It was Paxos, but they do have a relationship. So I'm gonna pin Dirty Bubble Media's article in pinned comment below, and you should read it because he puts it nicely. How I'm gonna put it is basically that Circle was definitely doing some money launderings for some very sketchy people, and that's why I believe that karma will serve them at some point. One example being Justin Sun. This guy is known to receive money from Tether, and we don't know where the money comes from for Tether because Tether takes money and then they give USDT in return. It could be drug dealers, terrorists, they can take their USD and mint USDT for that, and that USDT could be given to Justin Sun. So he can go ahead and use a decentralized exchange to swap the USDT for USDC, and then using that USDC you can go back to Circle and get USD. So there's really no KYC in any of those steps. There's really no know your customer, know where the money is coming from, and it really is impossible for Circle right now to really track where funds originated from. So in that case, Circle and USDC is a big source for money laundering, is how we can put it. So according to Dirty Bubble Media, that is not the only thing that Circle does. Circle also acts as a shadow bank, kind of what Paxos did for Binance, right? So Circle themselves do not do KYC. They trust their partners like Crypto.com to do the KYC in exchange. But at the end of the day, what they're doing is they're acting as banks because they're taking, for example, USD deposits and minting USDC and giving that to the exchanges or the customers of those exchanges. But the difference is that traditional banks, they do KYC. When you go open a bank account, what you usually need is something like a driver's license or a social security number. And that is something that is not required when you work with Circle. So I just want you guys to know that Binance is getting flushed. They had some $831 million of net outflows on Monday, which is the largest in a day since November. And remember, for Binance, BUSD is the third largest stablecoin and accounts for some 35% of all Binance's trading volume. That means that right now they are really not trading that well, with only 65% operational. And on top of that, BUSD is the largest asset in Binance reserves after Tether, and this amount accounts for 22% of the $60 billion of assets on Binance. Now, Patrick Tan really has it right here, because what we've seen recently is that Binance's banking services for Silvergate and Signature Bank has been severed, same in Europe and other jurisdictions apparently, and now Binance cannot get access to USD to keep churning exchange. Now they can't even get USD via BUSD as well. So imagine this, Binance is being strangled on both ends, on the traditional side with Silvergate and Signature, and now on the crypto side with Paxos and the BUSD. So I really suspect that if Binance folds like FTX, then a lot of counterparties like Tether is going to get hit hard. So despite that, we have to talk about next moves, and the next moves are, well guys, we still basically live in a fiat Ponzi monetary system, right? The US dollar and traditional banks, they're going to fold at some point too. So what I'm doing right now is I'm still using Coinbase. When I see good prices for Bitcoin, I'm stacking Bitcoin, and once I get that Bitcoin, I move them into my ledger, which you should get to in the pinned comments below. And for your secret phrases, I keep them all in an Apricorn, which is a USB military encrypted, so that there's a pin that you have to put in there in order to access your secret keys in this USB. So you can also get that in the pinned comment below. So this is what really goes on my head. The world government is controlled by narcissistic politicians. All they care about is power, and to have power, they need control of the fiat global monetary system, basically the fiat Ponzi system. And BTC, Bitcoin and crypto, is a threat to that power, which is why they're trying so hard to shut it down. So the only thing that you and I can do right now in order to escape from that fiat Ponzi system is to go on and stack Satoshi, stack Bitcoin. That's my theory and that's my hypothesis. Not a lot of people agree with that. In fact, the majority of people in the world don't agree with that. In addition, most people cannot think 10 years, 20 years down the road, but you're here watching this channel and you're preparing, I hope, and you're making moves. Because what most people do is they take things year by year until they find out that it's too late to make changes and they're screwed. That's what we don't want to do on this channel, which is why I'm doing what I'm doing. And I hope that you can share this message with someone else by sharing this video or by simply liking and subscribing to this channel. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm. Don't forget to check out our other videos on cryptocurrencies and passive income. And remember guys, continue working, continue building, continue inspiring. I'll see you next time.